Welcome and welcome back to S.WigginsTV. It's me, Worldwide Wiggins, back with another banger for y'all. Previously, we had OG Slick on here. He's a fan favorite. He spoke on a certain topic, well, many topics, regarding the 8 Trey Gangster, Riff Raff. He mentioned how they invented the moving term, so we got another member from the same hood, just here to expound on that topic. So that's what it is, man. Welcome, Baby Maniac from 99 Mafia. Westside, what's the deal, bro?
What's up with the top of the blue sea? Yeah, let me state on that moving thing. First of all, Mafias is moving because of the M. That's what we represent, like the homie Big Slick said. They don't have nothing to do with gangster moving or none of that. That's their own little card. We've been saying moving from way back in the days because we with the 107 Hoovers, and the terms that they use, groove, and we use move. So that's how that term came up with us. We're moving.
Wait, so what year did that come about?
That came about, I'll say like 87, 87 at that time.
All right, and how would you say that the gangsters, start adopting saying moving?
Oh, that was their own thing on whatever they started on the Eastside, the four trash. They whatever they started, moving gang or whatever. So that's what they had going on that we not a part of. And the A Trey Gangsters adopted that. So that's what they started pushing with them. Gangsters moving. We don't use it as that. We Mafias moving.
Okay, so which one came first?
I don't know when they came out with gangster moving. I can't. You have to ask them that. But I heard gangster moving when I was in prison. So I heard gangster moving back in like '92. But it probably came out before then.
Oh, all right. Speaking of ETGs, I'm hearing, it's been progress. Shot to Aunt Hefe. It's been progress, that you guys, have, for the most part, ain't been no sliding. There ain't been no, we going through their turf. They coming through our turf. And, it ain't been no nothing. So,
Yeah, it ain't really been nothing but some little major little play with wall banging, but that's it, that's all that. And we standing our little homies here, they standing their little homies here trying to keep the peace amongst each other.
All right.
See, a lot of us, we grew up together, and some of the little young homies, they didn't grow up around here, so it's hard for them to understand that when they lost one of their loved ones.
Oh, all right. You've been around. I remember, off air, you was telling me about, okay, I know you guys don't get along with the Rolling Hunters, and shout out to the Rolling Hunters, Bud Long and all that, but you remember, some of their origins. You was telling me, like,
Yeah, from back in my days when we used to share the liquor store together because we was all cool.
Oh yeah.
So that's when it was that's when it was like Regal Boys, Old Man and all them, and Quentin and all them. We used to share the liquor store. So
the one off
when
of Harmony?
When they started with that bloodline thing, we still was fucking with it, but the Hoovers hang out with us in the hood. So shit happens. So the Hoovers got at them, it's gonna be y'all gonna with us or them. So they decided to troll with the Rolling Hunters. So after then, we couldn't with them. So every time they come to the store, we had it.
You talking about the one on Normandy, right? Or which store?
Red's Liquor Store on Budlawn.
Oh, Budlawn. Okay, all right.
Yeah, see, a lot of don't know that, but we they used to come in the store. We shared. That's when it was Regal Boys though. So they became Budlawns. There wasn't no more coming to that store.
wow. Damn, that's some history, bro. Hell yeah. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, I grew up over there since the '70s. I came out here from Louisiana when I was a baby, so I grew up in the '90s. Either or 9-9. It was gonna be 9-9 or A-Trade Gangster because half of my family from A-Trade Gangster.
Well, since you got a lot of family from A-Trade Gangster, man, did it get like kind of effed up, because you kind of going at it with your family?
No, I'm not basically going at it, with my family. We grew up in church, so we got love for each other. We already got that in concrete. I just having little frictions with my homies, due to that issue. But I just stay out the way. But other than that, everything is everything. It is what it is. It's a part of that life. I'm out here. Something happened to me. That's part of this lifestyle.
But now tell me about off air once again. We mentioned that you invented something. A kind of acronym and a connection in your hood.
Yeah, when I back in like 19, I paroled in 1997. I was out in Paramount, me and my nigga Lil Maniac. So we was back then we was fucking with the back Westside trade gangsters real tough, Western at the Players Club and all that. So and then we with the Eastside 9-9. So me and my our little words we used to be like when we speak to each other, we be like, hey, what's up, homie? He be like, where? So one day we was like, Westside West. We was like, that's tight. And then we went over there and took it to the EPGs, to my little E, and then was like, we finna start this new shit called Westside West. And it was like, what the f is that? It was like, that stands for We Eastside too. And it was like, oh, that's right, that's what's up. So that's what I invented. I invented Westside West. So all the homies, they fell in love with it, and all the homies, all you hear them now, they Westside West this, Westside West that. But that's how Westside West got started. Me and Lil Maniac started Westside West. And, we had a few homies that, participated in the start, like Baby Puff and them, they was there front line and Lil Puff.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, so after that, all the other homies just took on to it.
You know what? Can we get? I done got lucky and got some Budlong history and some 9-9 history, Westside 9-9 history. But can I get some Eastside 9-9 history? Because I've been reaching out, man. But can we get some of that, bro? Like, what's some of their origins, man? Cause they rarely get on camera or audio.
Yeah, the Eastside 9-9s, they came out, I'll say, like in the late '80s. I mean, like 80 something on that East Side. So I don't really know how it all started. Who started East Side 9-9. I can't really speak on that. But other than that, all I gotta say, them are niggas, and we just, it was like we they big brothers, and them are little brothers.
Oh yeah, because y'all did come out first.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the West Side, then the East Side came out.
So which one of your homies went over there and established that?
I heard the homie Puff. I heard Big Puff. I'm not ready. I don't want to be saying nothing that I don't really know, but I heard Big Puff like up over there. But I think, from my understanding, talking to the homie Big Pope, it was just crazy. I think they just came up with that, bro. Like, they just started, like, just like, we 9-9 Watch Mafia. And had nothing to do with us. And we just clinged on to them. It's like, whoop-de-whoop, let's join together, man. Y'all pushing the same thing we pushing.
All right.
Y'all on the east side, cuz we on the west side. So that's how, you know what I'm saying? So that's how that became, from my understanding.
Oh, okay. And
yeah, over here, so
I should go down the list, but were you guys, clicked up with Fudge Town Mafia, Beach Town Mafia, Blue Gate Mafia? Was it always clicked up or?
Like now, them, them are niggas, like, that's what we do. We do the big town, the blue gate thing. Now, you got a few homies that, got homies from Forest Town, Mafia that with the Forest Town. So, we know we got alliance with them, but we not just with them like that. We more tight with the 9-5s, these towns, and the blue gates.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, on that east side, that's how we pushing.
For sure.
And you got in the blue gates, we got heads up over there now. There was a small game, but just like any other game, they just growing.
Hell yeah. When I spoke to Slick, he said that everybody seen that. He said that the 9-9s, being cool with the Hoovers, it doesn't interfere with y'all being cool with Main Street because they cool with neighborhood. But I heard from other, members of 9-9 that they don't really necessarily feel the same way. And shout out to Main Street. This ain't no shot at y'all. I rock with y'all, bro. But is that true or?
Like we not in that because like stay homies like me. I with the Main Streets and I with the Hoovers because these dudes I grew up with, they my age and we ain't into that type of shit right there that's going on. So back in the days, Main Streets and 9-9s ran with each other, in my days, and they wasn't with the 9-0s. They was like 9-0, blank with us back then. But times change, man. Times change. These are different time zones, so but us and the Hoovers, it's like this family ties. It's it's gonna always be that with us and the Hoovers.
Oh, all right. No.
But we back in my days we with the Main Street tough, but while they little beef going on, we ain't in that, so we just back up. And just with certain individuals, you got certain friends that you with.
Yeah. No, for sure. He also said that, cause I don't know if you continuously watch my show like constantly, but one of the things I ask people from every different hood in the land is who would you give it to as the top op that was coming through sliding and really, made it interesting, made it quote unquote fun, so to speak. And he said 9-0s, and it shocked everybody because he was thinking he gonna say Bud Long, but
No, I would. I'd say the same thing because in our days, that's when a 9-0 was going to Bret Hart. And, we had it out with them. You know what I'm saying? Because we was tight with the Hoovers. But all in all, that's when they was. See, I know when the 9-0s was at Bret Hart, they was banging West Coast 90. Then they went from that to first of all, they went from 9-0 Hoover to West Coast 90 to 9-0 Gangsters. Now they 9-0 Neighborhood. But through all that, we've been beefing with them dudes.
So, but
they just and that's the ones I could say that made it interesting for me in my times. That with the sliding through, with the activities, they made it as it was activity.
Okay.
We didn't look at the bloodlines because we grew up with them and we already knew what they was about. So a gang, even though they consider us a small gang, other gangs, but we consider them a small gang under us. So we looked at them like, oh man, y'all ain't making no noise. You know what I'm saying?
Did you guys ever consider like just joining? No disrespect, because you guys are smaller in number. You guys ever consider joining 8 Trey or 107 Hoover or 9 Dose?
No, never the thought of it because we stood our ground over there. Because that's how it started off. It was 9-9 Mafia, 8 Trey Gangster, and Hoover. Then came the PBSs. You know what I'm saying? That was a part of the clique. And I was in and out of the deal and happening and shit, but the 9-9s continue to stay their ground. We weren't gonna be from no A-Trade gangster. We weren't gonna be from no Hoover. You know, we had certain homies that was growing up in the young days that, you know, turned A-Trade gangster on us, and we had niggas from Hoover that turned 9-9 mafia, you know, so it is what it is. That's when, you know, it was kids. Like a few from A-Trade, I know from A-Trade gangster, they'll put me on 9-9. So,
Wait, repeat that? Like, what you mean?
one of the A-Trade, a member from A-Trade gangster now was from 9-9 Mafia.
Oh, okay.
He was from 9-9 Mafia. He put me on 9-9 Mafia, but he's from A-Trade gangster now.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right.
Yeah.
So, did they ever like try to put pressure on y'all, like to join any of their hoods?
No, never, because them and our G's, you know, they went to school together. It was like mostly like a family thing up over there, because, you know, we was just, it was mainly focused on everything across the other side, you know what I'm saying, in them hundreds. That's what we was focused on back then. So it was like a family thing up over there. Because some type of way everybody was connected.
Yeah.
So they never, you know, but, you know, some days, you know, we had it out with them. You know, we had little street fights and shit like that, you know.
Okay. Tell me about the Playboy Styles.
Okay, well, yeah, like what you want to know.
Like, cause I know,
like I still around with them. You know, them, you know, they've been around for a minute.
Oh, cause you know, they went at it with the Hoovers, and you know, they kind of not really on the scene. Like,
yeah. Once that took place, you know, a lot of Playboys, you know, a lot of them had failed back in my days and did their little time and got out on other shit. You know, so all this war shit going on. So, you know, the Playboys, you know, I ain't saying they stepped down, you know, I ain't saying they not active or whatever they got going on, but, you know, they're around, you know what I'm saying, but they just out the way, you know what I'm saying, they not in the mix like that. But, you know, it's Playboy rabbits out there.
all right, that you guys went at it with the hundreds, but how did you guys end up going at it with the rest of the O's?
That happened really with like my little homies and me in my days going to like them juvenile halls and shit, and we was getting pressure because the area we stayed in, and you know that's all we was hearing. Oh, y'all is Hoover lovers and whoopty whoop whoop. So you know we get out, we have our little meeting, cause you know like getting tired of being pressed. So one time we get back up in this, we go back in jail. We blame killer now, cause.
Okay.
Since they pushing this line on us, you know, pressing us, calling us Hoover lovers and all this old, you know, whoopie whoop whoop. So like, okay. So that's So that's how that started. You know, you know, like who you with. You know what I'm saying? That's who we with. So like mostly like all our enemy goes gang because who we with. You know what I'm saying? We tight with the H. So we tight with the groove. So mother don't like them. So you know they ain't gonna like 9-9.
All right. Yeah. And in this heyday, how big was the Westside 99s at its peak?
Right now, how big is 9-9?
Not necessarily right now. Like when you look back, like and you say, "Man, I remember when we was huge."
Yeah, I remember we was. I remember because that's how far back I go. I remember I'm like one of their first tiny lokes up over there. So I'm like, damn, because I remember we was going, you just counting, you know, by hands and new family members and whoop. And I just did like 20-some years. But during that time, you know, I keep an eye on homies and shit. So I'm just watching the numbers just boom, 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 boom. And, you know, Slick already then put on like 100 and some members out there in Montclair. So it's like, okay. You know, even some of them out there at 100, some of them fell off. You know, some of them don't come around. So out of that 100, you might got about 40-some stragglers left. Other than that, I'm saying 9-9 right now. I'm saying 9-9 really like just growing. But like 9-9 ain't finna be all on these little podcasts and doing deep videos. None of that.
Oh, okay.
Might catch them on some, you might catch them on some pictures and shit, but we got some shit to iron out ourselves. So that's what we got going on right now.
Oh, okay. That's what it is. Well, nah, for sure, man. We could do a part two coming up, but this was like the gist of what we wanted to put out there, man. But no, I appreciate you, Maniac, man. We gonna double back on that on them, bro. So yeah, I appreciate any last things you want to say before we get up out of here.
And I would like to say have a blessed day, bro, and just get at me, man, and we'll chop it up on any topic.
All right, for sure. All right, Swirl White Wiggins, man. Baby Maniac, 99. We out of here.